that this house would give social services and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Gambling is not only wrong by the religion side, but also from the law point of view and part of the social illness. In Indonesia, gambling is strictly prohibited and regulated by several articles, particularly Articles 203 and 203bis of the Criminal Code or KUHP for gambling and Article 27, paragraph 2 of the Electronic Information and Transaction Law or UITE and its amendment for online gambling. This regulation imposed severe sanctions on both the organizer of the gambling and the participant of gambling with imprisonment of up to 10 years and significant fines. That gives us proof that it's already happened in writing that the gambling offenders is need to be imprisoned. The gambling offender is imprisoned to punish their own crime by breaking the law, and it cannot be replaced by giving social services and skill without giving them any punishment. The honorable adjudicators, prison is not only place to break down the people, but also inside the prison they could give them any training for life skill to do such handicraft, to do how to plant a vegetable and how to live fish to be a better person for a society. And also inside the prison, they had time for themselves to thinking about their fault, to feel guilty about his fault and have the deterrent effect. Without that, they could always repeat the same mistakes, the same crimes that they had to do before, and it could be dangerous for their families and their society because it increased the rates of the bankruptcy, crimes, mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, and also stains the relationship, even family disorganized and child welfare. There is real life things that happen in my real life that my neighbor had a gambling habits. It makes his wife need to do 3 jobs in a day just only to pay a rent and pay his debt. And also his child drop out from the college because they don't have any money to pay her college. Ladies and gentlemen, also I read a message from the editor of them in the Kontra website. He said that he ever went to the prison for the gambling offenders. He said that the punishment that he had is changing his life and his point of view, because there is not only punishment inside the prison, but also he had time to think about his fault and try to be better version for himself. He could utilize the program from the prison to work on himself for a better person. Ladies and gentlemen, gambling offenders not only come from the people who's undereducated and who's materially behind. From the BBC News Indonesia, I read that there is 24 prisoners who come from the online gambling was actually the staff from the Ministry of Communication and Digital, which is give us proof that education is not really the matter things to do for the prisoners, but the feeling of the guilty, the lesson from their fault is, and deterrent effects is the really what they deserve for their fault. That's why, from all of the arguments, I still strongly believe that disagree with the motion that this house would give social services and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment, because in the prison itself, we still have the facility to give them the skill training to how to have a better life, a better social life, and do many things that could help them with their society when they come out from the prison. That's all from me.